Only when you get close to the station do you realize just how big it is. It's hard to imagine how this great structure was built. The pilot finds the correct dock very easily. The docking itself was even easier. The dock turns out to be an all-purpose one, suitable for ships of various types. The small shuttle lands steadily and safely. The airlock closes. The dock is filled with air. There are slight overtones of machine oil in it, and even slight ones of spice from the Klisks coming out to meet you. Human captain? A fat snail on floating platform addresses you. Yes, it's me. It's the first time I've seen a Klisk up close. Same for me with the humans. You're very fragile. The Klisk speaks with earnest curiosity. I'm sorry for asking. I'm sure it's in bad taste. Tell me, how often does it feel? How does it feel being so unbalanced? Unbalanced? The Klisk jerks an antenna and points to your soldier's legs with its head. Those walking things. You balance on them. Isn't it uncomfortable? Could I ask you the same question? The anti-grav is very comfortable. Good, let's get to the business. No, I'm talking about moving around without an anti-grav. It can be very comfortable. Otherwise, why would you even need anti-gravs? You're wrong. It's very comfortable. You're steady. It's soft. And the anti-gravs? The Klisk clicks without any rhythm. It must mean embarrassment. Slime. Don't tell me anymore. Are you supposed to accompany us now? What slime? The Klisk hangs a part of its body from the platform with a bit of effort. You can see that the Klisk's stomachs are silky and soft, and also very muscular. But that is one thing. Another is that there is a thin stream of snot-like greenish slime dripping on the dock floor from the silky part. The spicy smell becomes more obvious. You wonder if anyone would want to lick it. It's uncouth in public areas. Interesting sight. You've added considerably to my knowledge of the Klisks, but we have business. Are you supposed to take me somewhere? I'll take you to the Vortangu Corporation office. Our diplomatic representative is its member. It's a long way. We'll have to cross 2 segments of the station. Good, we'll follow you. Let's get over with it. Or is the station segmented? Or corporation, your station is so big. Let's go with your station is so big. Yes, the planet cannot be influenced from the outside. Because of that, our main industrial complexes are located right here. Are you surprised? No, that in itself isn't surprising. Many processes are more efficient in zero-grav conditions, and even delivering cargo isn't much of a problem. We use similar methods ourselves. But what matters is the difference in scale. I mean, the size itself. Your station is colossal. We're very proud of it ourselves. The Klisk really does look very proud of it. Let's get to it then. We'll follow you. We don't want to waste much time. Segments. Is your station segmented? Yes, that's how it was built. Segments are big. And how did you build it? It's mind-boggling. If you mean the technology, I'm not authorized to sell them. The clicks are allowed now. If you mean the motivation, it's the teaching of the code. Knowledge in it, build it. What was that about corporations? Vontangu, Hakazar, Falronek, Parakef, Chokanfe. The code unites them and gives them the wisdom to trade wisely. It's time to move on. Of course, the Klisk turns his rear part to you and moves ahead a little bit, but we'll have to walk a little. It's forbidden to use passenger transport in docks. We're okay with that. The Klisk isn't moving slowly at all. His platform effortlessly reaches the speed of a briskly walking man, letting him stay in front without getting too far ahead. You leave the dock. The ceiling instantly becomes lower, but not by much. The atmosphere is very industrial. There are metal walls with traces of corrosion, muffled Klisks clicking here and there, and the air smells of some kind of oil. About 300 meters ahead and behind you are the gates to different docks. You pass a dock gate. It's closed. The next one is open, and you can see a heated discussion going on inside. Some Klisk is clicking like mad and cursing loudly. The other one, apparently he has just docked, is making excuses, saying something about a stupid Borg who got into a fight and crashed his ship. Let's ignore that. You only leave the docks in 40 minutes, approaching a massive door. The Klisk looks pleased with your walk. He floats over to the door and says something into his platform. A few seconds later the door opens. Wow, holy hell. No one can blame you for being surprised. Wherever you look, there are some kinds of factories, and their noise, and their smell. But in any case, it looks more like a very bad neighborhood in some city than a space station segment. Only the gigantic door and the same metal floor reminds you that you are inside an artificial structure. I see our station has impressed you. It looks bigger from the inside than from the outside. It's possible. As far as I know, the ceilings are concealed. I can say with what? It's not my specialty. Optical illusions. I get it then. There's a lot of noise everywhere, but there are a few actual Klisks, and the ones that are there don't look like your escort at all. Some of them move around the floor on their own, leaving a sticky, oily, shiny trail behind them. Some of them get around using a different kind of platforms with powerful manipulator limbs. After half an hour of walking, you reach something that looks like a small tram. It's empty and it looks brand new. Get in, please. The door opens. The inside is very spacious and well-lit, but there isn't anything that looks like a seat or a chair. Is it going to take long? Possibly. The door's shut. The tram takes off very softly and accelerates quickly. The shock absorbers creak, the engine hums. The Klisk escort lands his anti-grav and squeezes in a bit. It seems like he intends to get some shut-eye. You don't want to be disturbed? What is this going to be, a long ride? It's kind of unusual. Is this an industrial neighborhood? Wait and look out of the window. Try to get some sleep standing up. Wait and look out of the window. The Klisk escort jerks a couple of times and falls asleep. The tram is going fast, but it really is a long time before it reaches the end of the segment. It is there that you see the difference. There are many more Klisks in the residential neighborhoods. It's noisy too, but it's noise of a normal city, not of an industrial zone. Try to get some sleep standing up. Continue looking out of the window. Continue looking out of the window. Going into the residential neighborhood, the tram rails suddenly arch quite high up, and now the tram is riding at a pretty steep elevation. It's swaying a bit more now too. The view out of the window isn't as good now, but you can still see that the residential segment is pretty busy. There are cars, Klisks on anti-gravs, Klisk on simple platforms, Klisk on foot. Sometimes you can see rogues as well. A couple of Borgs in expressive looking clothes are sitting on a bench near a fountain and talking about something. Another hour and another couple of segments. The one you are in now reminds you of a regular financial district in an Earthside city. The buildings are packed very densely. There doesn't seem to be a distinction between traffic and pedestrian areas here. You can only see living beings if you look outside the windows of giant local complexes, or inside the windows. The tram stops at a special platform next to one of those. Vortangu is written on the wall. It means you're here. The Klisks floats up nimbly, as if it was never asleep. Again, he's in front of you and you're behind him. I hope the ride didn't bore you. Not really, but let's go. 100 meters from the platform, in the entrance to the Vortangu company courtyard, a massive gate opens, revealing it to you. The Klisk floats in nonchalantly, not marveling at anything, but there are definite things for a foreigner to gawk at. Two statues in the center of the big room. One is a strange symbol, the other is some Klisk life-size. At least once a minute, some company employee will stop to bow to the first statue and then the second one. Wait, what is this? What are those statues? Oh, let's ask about them. The Klisk stop and clicks rarely and loudly. His voice starts to sound respectful. This is the symbol of the code. You have to respect the code. The second one is Mr. Edu Vortangu. He is the founder of the Vortangu company. The code says that apart from the letter of the code, you have to respect an esteemed Klisk who found wealth and success following the code. Every time we walk past these two symbols, we bow to them. Interesting, but we have to go on. Let's go. You go through a rather normal door and go down some of the building's hallways. Then you're in an elevator. Then you're in a hallway again. There is nothing to note here. Everything is very wide, made with Klisks and their floating platforms in mind. But this is where the differences end. Wherever you look, the Klisks are doing normal office jobs like on Earth. There isn't much of a difference. In fact, it's so similar that it feels strange. We're here. Right, do I go in? There's a massive door in front of you. There is nothing of note about it except the fact that there is no glass in it. It's opaque. Yes, you go in. As you understand, you will talk with Mr. Arolo alone. Do you want to know anything about him? I'm listening. The escort thinks for a bit, then he clicks rapidly, then he speaks up. He's very old, serious about tradition, but not afraid of anything new. How do I carry myself? The Klisk throws his hand up and jerks his antenna. I don't know. In that case, I'm going in. Guys, wish me luck. Wow, this guy is interesting. You walk inside. The office is very yellow, and the floor is very sticky and crunchy. It's because it's covered with sand, and the walls of the office are painted yellow. The Klisk's diplomatic representative, Mr. Arolo, is at the opposite wall of the office. He's looking out of the window, almost completely blocking it from view with his enormous body. Human Captain, Kaha, pleased to meet you. The pleasure is mine. Try not to get distracted by my abode. I know it must look strange to you. The Klisk crawls away from the window, leaving a trace of wet sand behind him. Our planet is very hot. Also sand. There's a lot of sand. It's easy to move on it. I understand. I've been told you're serious about tradition. Right. He crawls over to something that looks like a table, closer to you, and you get an opportunity to get a better look at him. Arolo is very old, which is obvious even to someone who isn't used to Klisks. His sides are pulsing slightly, his antennae are shuddering, and his skin tone is an unpleasant brownish green. I'll pour myself a drink, excuse me. Arolo gets closer to the cupboard and takes out a pitcher and a glass. When he crawls back to the table, his glass is already full. I'm old, Mr. Human Captain. I can allow myself a little faux pas. There are chairs next to the wall. Grab one and take a seat. You will excuse me if I don't offer you a drink. I doubt you'll have it. While you're taking a chair, Arolo is distracted by a quiet beeping from a small box. Obviously, it's some kind of communication device. Yes, it's me. What? You never got there? We'll find a replacement. There isn't one? I'll think about it. I'm busy now. Arolo hangs up and turns the little box off. I see you're seated already. Let's get to business. I don't like all this. He waves his hand. Okay, we're humans from planet Earth, Earthlings. I represent my people. We want diplomatic cooperation with the Klisks. Kaha, Arolo drinks. And how does it benefit the Klisks? Have you received the information package? I've read it, but why don't you tell me yourself? I'll try. Even if it doesn't happen right away, cooperation will benefit both of us. For example, cultural exchange. You're more technologically advanced, but the gap isn't unreachable. It's all empty words, do you understand? And we're talking seriously here. I need to know what you can give us, so that we can see what we give you. There are laws of trade and profit, Human Captain. Arolo waves his trembling hand. You want more information? It could help you. Arolo stops coughing and suddenly looks at you very seriously. Hurry up with your answer, Captain. It all depends on you. I would say that the fate of the relationship between our planets is in your hands. Great, no pressure. Mr. Arolo, I get it, but I'm not authorized to divulge any information apart from what it said in the package. Or, okay, I could tell you some things I know personally, I hope it's enough. Or I could request information from the ship's database. I need a secure line. I think he's gonna enjoy my personal information. Of course it is. Arolo smiles encouragingly. I'm ready to listen to you. Two choices. I think I'm going to rush it. What exactly do you need? Or I don't know what this one is. The Klisk listens to your disconnected tale, sometimes coughing or watering his throat. Is 5 minutes a long time? And what if it's filled with information? I understand you, human captain. I don't think it's going to be something grand, but cooperation with you doesn't make sense. Is this a yes? Of course, you have to be proud of having done it all by yourself. Yes! I'm proud. I'm glad that we'll cooperate. Arolo wipes his lips. Cooperate. Well, we'll be friends for starters. And then... Gaha. I guess this is coughing, but who knows. Then is then. The phone rings again. Arolo turns towards it, picks up a receiver and listens attentively. Yes. No. Yes. I told you to find one. What? I can hear. With a surprising grace for someone his size, Arolo turns around and looks at you. He shouts into the receiver. Call back in 10 minutes. He puts the receiver back. Human captain, I have a proposition for you. I'm listening. Arolo takes a sip from the glass. We have a little problem. A small trading fleet that was supposed to take off an hour ago is unguarded. He frowns. The stupid escort Borg got into a fight on the way here and ended up in the atmosphere of some planet while on a super heavy cruiser. The cruiser and the Borg are no more. You want me to escort the fleet? The Aurora is no super heavy cruiser, Mr. Arolo. It doesn't matter. The chances of an attack are very small. Do you agree? You could say no. Kaha, I'm not obliging you. I think we should accept, because you know, we're starting a relation, so no, of course not, I'll help you. That is wonderful. In that case, excuse me. Arolo turns towards the phone again. Gentlemen, I found you a guard. He's smart. Not a Borg. Not a rogue. Human. Kaha. From Earth. Kaha. I don't care. The code says. He gets a fervent speech in response. He waits patiently. Your proposition is accepted, but we don't have a choice. Wait for the new guard. Thank you. What is the actual mission? Just escort the trade fleet? Exactly. Just escort the trade fleet there and back. It's an easy job. Kaha. If it's so easy, why do you want me? The fleet has to be guarded. Right. So where do I go now? Your escort will take you there. Kaha. I'm glad that you've decided to help us. I'm happy as well. The escort takes you to the dock where you witnessed a heated argument on the way to Arolo. There is some kind of shuttle there too. Next to it is a Klisk on a richly decorated anti-grav. Apparently he's waiting for you. The escort leaves and the Klisk floats over to you. Up close you can see that he's not all wet. His hand is trembling. His antennae are jerking slightly and his eyes are bloodshot. I'm Doloru Harten, or just Doloru. You're the human captain, I know that. You're to escort us. That is right. Is the cargo important? Are we expecting an attack? Where are we going? Exactly. Let's not waste any time. Are we taking off? Let's ask him about the attack. No, of course not. Doloru tries to click, but he can't. His body just shudders a little. What attack? The Borgs only attract rich caravans. What we're carrying is trash to them. Where are we going anyway? A small co-owned station at the orbit of star XH201. Its coordinates are 145, 131. We co-own it with the Rogues, the station and the system. Is the cargo important? Important cargo? Why would you think that? It's trash ready for recycling, spare parts for heavy machinery, second-hand microchips, some raw oil for scientific experiments. I think it's time to take off. Yeah, the Klisk lets out muffled grunts. You can hear swashing and crackling in his antenna. Are you okay? A bit under the weather, don't pay it any mind. Okay, let's take off. So what was the 130? Well, we got a journal. Favor for Arolo. Well, great, the Klisks are in favor of cooperation. The thing is, Arolo made it pretty clear that he won't help me just because, so I'll have to do a small favor for him. Escort a trade fleet to a remote station. Yeah, it's boring, but I have to do it. The coordinates of the star system where a station is are 145 and 131. So we are probably going with the ship now, right? And let's see, it was 100 145, 131. Okay, 135 and 131. Okay. Well, that's basically 130. What was it? I forgot. 145 and 131. 145 and 131. Yeah, there's the Musida system. We've already visited it, I think. Yeah. So we'll have to go there. I think we'll leave this for the next time. And when we reach there, we're gonna drop them off and then go back to Sol and drop off all of the data that we have, because we did well tonight. I think we got quite a lot of things. Well, we took some casualties, which is my mistake entirely, but I think that the research was pretty decent for what's it worth, and our journal is especially good as well, because we got the colonization done, we established one of the embassies, and yeah, pretty good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this second batch of videos, and I'll join you next time for some more AuroraRL.